The governor, just like anybody else, does not like being interrupted. So when that happened at a forum last night in Shakopee, he did not back off about how he felt. Now he's taking some heat for it. Fox 9's Bill Keller joins us. And Bill, things got a little tense during that exchange last night.
Yeah, Randy, I think it's safe to say it was a little uncomfortable for some of those in attendance, but whether the governor was out of line for putting a few hostile members of the audience in their place, well, it depends on who you ask. It is either a case of governor's gone wild or much ado about nothing.
I thought juvenile kind of behavior remind me of my 9th grade general science classes in New York City, you know.
That's Governor Dayton defending comments he made after scolding a few boisterous audience members in a Shakopee High School gymnasium.
I've been all over the state and I've never had people behave this rudely.
The clip was first released by the Minnesota Jobs Coalition, a Republican-led political committee.
I don't think that calling the audience the rudest he's ever seen and then later calling them juvenile is really a way that a governor should act.
In it, you see Governor Dayton becoming a bit frustrated after being interrupted while defending a bill that would give legislators a pay raise.
The average Minnesota family makes $54,000 a year, and they get paid $32,000. You're getting far more than you. Let me just finish. No.
Shakopee Mayor Brad Tapke was on the stage with the governor and tweeted from where he was sitting, the audience was rude, at times crossing a line.
Undercurrent of, grumbling and people shaking their heads as soon as I started to talk, and people interrupting me, and people wouldn't stop making their presentation.
For more than an hour, Tapke says some audience members took advantage of the open mic forum by shouting questions or comments, while others simply monologued about an issue. Over time, testing Dayton's patience.
If you want to say something, just raise your hand and get a mic. I want to say something. No, well, let me answer this gentleman here first.
But in politics, it's not always what you say, but where you say it. Monday night, the governor was in the heart of conservative Scott County.
I suspect the further he gets away from the tall buildings of the city, the more of that he's going to hear.
And while some tried to portray Dayton's comments as an attack on the residents of Shakopee, most we talked to seemed to understand where he was coming from.
I guess if they interrupted him, they were rude, I suppose. I mean, that's kind of a rude thing to do.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to point out, Randy, that when you hear this whole thing in context, it actually came during a lighter moment in this 90-minute town hall meeting. It happened about an hour in, but you can actually hear the audience laugh just before all that as the Shakopee Republican state representative sort of jokingly claps when Governor Dayton says that the legislature is underpaid. Back to you.
I think what makes it sort of newsworthy is the fact that the governor is rarely seen in that sort of situation. So interesting story. Thank you, Bill.